called reflexive pronouns. Alright, reflexive pronouns are basically words that reflect back on the main character of the subject for most of the time. Okay, and if you notice, they all end with the self, or if you have more than one person, then you have selves with the VES at the back. Okay, so you can think of it as acting like a mirror. Look at our example over here. Sally is looking at Sally. Sally is looking at herself. She's actually just referring to herself. Okay, now let's look at exercise 5, question 1. Your brother Tom must be responsible and complete the project by blank, Mrs. Tan told her daughter. So, who are we looking for in this sentence? Who is the main character of this sentence? It's actually the brother Tom. And Tom here, we know, is a male. He is a boy. So for males or boys, we will be using the word him. So in this case, my answer is number 2. Let's move on and look at exercise 6, question 1. Little Lulu presented her father with the birthday card that she had made blank. So who am I looking for in this sentence? I'm actually looking for she. And she is referring to little Lulu over here. Okay, they are the same person. Now for this question over here, what the sentence is trying to do is to emphasize, which means to remind strongly that little Lulu was the one who made the card. So little Lulu and the word she here indicates that it is a girl. And so we will be looking for the word her. And I can see it in option number 1 over here. And therefore my answer is 1. The lesson where we look at demonstratives. Okay, now demonstratives are used when we want to point to specific things. So the 2 questions we ask ourselves are, what are we pointing to and where is it? Alright, is it near us or is it far from us? And when we answer, what are we pointing to? We need to make sure that we know if it is singular or if it is plural. So again, singular means there's only one object. Plural means more than one object. So it can be 3, 4, 5, a million, a gazillion if you'd like. So now let's look at our exercise 5, question 6. Remember the 2 questions we are going to ask as we look at the question. Blank are not mine. My pens have stickers on them, Lisa said as she gave the pens to Mr. Lee. So what are we pointing to? We are actually pointing to pens, the pens over here. So not this one over here, the pens. So let's draw our arrow like this. Okay, so you will notice with the letter S behind, oh no, we are referring to the plural form here. And when Lisa is giving the pens to Mr. Lee, that is where it is. Is it near or is it far? It is actually quite near her, because when you give the pen to someone, it will be near them. So if it's plural and it is near, then our answer would be number 4, these. Okay, now let's look at exercise 6. Mrs. Ang asked the pupils to get their books from blank shelves over there. So what are we pointing to? Can you imagine if your teacher is there and they point to the shelves? So they are actually pointing to the shelves over here. And where are the shelves? The shelves are over there. So over there means that it is very far from you. And shelves, you notice is the VES form, so it is plural. So it's plural and it is far. Let's go back to our table. It is plural, so I want to look here. And it is far. So my answer is those. And let's check back. Those would be option number 4. Mrs. Ang asked the pupils to get their books from those shelves over there. So as a quick reminder, when you have questions that ask this, that, those, these, you ask yourself this question over here that I've boxed in green. Okay, let me erase the other parts so you can see it better. And find a place to write this one down. Perhaps it might be useful to you as you practice the other questions. And we are looking at quantifiers. These are words that we use to count things. So the guiding question we ask ourselves is, what am I counting? So when you see your questions having options like few, little, many, much, you know that you are looking at a quantifier question. Alright, so you need to determine whether the thing you are counting, is it a countable noun or is it a non-countable noun? So an example of a countable noun would be people. Alright, let's add on a few more. Apple and children. These are your countable nouns. For non-countable, let's switch and use a green pen. Instead, you see words like juice, bread, or rice. They are actually non-countable words. So, for each type of noun, countable or non-countable, they have their own kind of quantifier that you can use. So for countable, you look at the column over here, few, many, several. And for non-countable, you will look at the one that I've highlighted in blue, little and much. Now if you'd like to copy this down into your grammar booklet or into your notebook, please just press pause on the video. Question 3. I am new to this neighborhood, so not blank people here know me, Barbara said to her teacher. So very quickly, what are we counting? What am I counting? I'm counting people. And I know that people here is a countable noun. Now let's look at the entire sentence. Okay, Barbara here is new to the neighborhood. So if she's new, most likely she will not know that many people. And because you have this word over here, not, it is a negative word. Okay, so even though she will know few people, we have the negative here, we need to put the opposite over here. So not many people know me or not much people know me, the answer is many because we are looking at countable. So not many people here know me. Question 7. Do not add too much salt into the soup, otherwise it will be salty. And what are we counting? I'm counting salt. And salt is a non-countable noun. So I'm going to put NC over here. For those of you who are used to saying uncountable, you can go ahead and put UN if you like, or simply just spell out the whole word. Okay, and now let's look at the meaning of the entire sentence again. The soup will become salty. Now the soup will only become salty if you add too much of the salt into the soup. So I'm going to be using number 4 because this one here is for non-countable nouns. Alright, and I'd like you now to turn your booklet to exercise 6 and we are going to look at question 8. Mother put too much sugar in the tea It is very sweet. So what am I counting? I'm counting sugar. And sugar over here is a non-countable noun. I cannot count, right? 1 sugar, 2 sugar, doesn't make any sense. Okay, now let's look at the meaning of the entire sentence over here. We have this word, this sentence here. It is very sweet. Again, likewise, something can only be very sweet if you put a lot of it. So in this case, I'm putting too, either many or much. And I remember that sugar is an uncountable noun. So the answer will be number 4, too much of it.